These days, always is traveling because of these intakes. We are not like other institutes or other universities. Yerevan State Medical University is not just a medical university, it's kind of a brand. It's in one of the first 100 universities in Europe. So we are the only institute which conducts locally entrance exam with the presence of officials. Officially he is the second in command in the university. So with the presence of him, we are the only one who is doing exam like this. So today you are fortunate to be here, and you are the best or the cream of the cream, right? Best cream in Sri Lanka. And Yerevan Medical University is not just producing the normal doctors. They produce the qualified doctors. So on behalf of QIB Campus, we welcome the team and our other CEO and the director. So thank you very much, Doctor, for being here. So we are going to start the exams. So don't be excited. It's not that difficult as you may think, but not easy as well. So with the presence of our vice deans, we are going to distribute the papers. So the paper duration is 1.5 hours.
Yes. So good day, dear applicants. So my pleasure to be here. Dear applicants, so you will receive this kind of multiple choice tests, and also you will receive your answer sheets. So they're going to be delivered to you 2 examples of this answer sheet. On one, you should write and to fill up your answers. The second one, after fulfilling your name, surname, the serial number that Dr. Sila provides you, after that you should return back the second copy or a copy of answer sheet to our assistants. Okay? So I think we must start.
Yeah. will be releasing the results by tomorrow. In your group will be mentioned, it's just a pass or fail, no marks, right? Pass or fail. So I believe, I also saw now it's a very easy paper, not difficult, as you all thought or as you think. We have conducted classes specifically for this one, and I think now you all are happy. The students were very excited when they entered the room. Now all are relaxed, I think all passed. Okay. This now, we QIB Campus is, we are not just sending the students and take our hands out of this. This is a journey. We have been practicing this for last couple of years. We create the parents group. For all our senior students, they have parents group. Parents get together and they form a group, and there will be a president, secretary for these groups. So we are maintaining that until you become a doctor, we will be behind you, we will be with you. And with your parents, we are also here. So we will not just leave you there, we will be continuing this journey that we have done, and we are doing it for you students as well. So it's not a easy task to get this much of students. You know that country is having problems, crises. So with all these difficulties, we are humbly proud to have you here and get you all to this exam. So in another maybe even less than 1 month, you will be going to Armenia, right? To start your journey, to start your dream. You know, you already started. When you go there, you are going to start it from there. So I'm not going to talk much. You must be having other hundreds of questions. So our dean is there. So doctor, I would like to know from you, starting with what people know. Okay, now Armenia is there. Okay, what is the Armenia? We would like to know. We love to know what is Armenia as a country, and Yerevan State Medical University. What is that university? And then the program. So we'll start with that. And if you have more questions, we have mics. We can pass it to you. You can ask from him directly and get all your concerns cleared out today. Okay, thank you.
So first of all, my pleasure to be here, and thank you first of all for your trust to our university and to all these people who are trying to represent our university in your respected country. My colleague just forgot to present also the official representative of Yerevan State Medical University, Dr. 𝐤𝐚𝐢𝐭𝐢𝐧𝐠, which is one of my best friends and a person who knows the university from all the parts of it. So why do we are working this way? Because Republic of Armenia, it's not near to your island, and it is extremely important for us to have a person here who is working as a doctor, who have been in the university, who graduated this university, and he knows the university from beginning up to the end. So that's why we are also, underlining this process. So Armenia is a small country. I think Google knows better than me about Armenia, but it's a small country with only 3 million people population, mostly monoethnic. The official religion is Christianity in our country. Everybody who visited Armenia saying that it's a safe, secure country. We do really like guests in our country, so if you want to increase your weight, you might come to Armenia. As you can see, there is a lot of delicious food and a lot of places to visit there. So a little bit about university. So Yerevan State Medical University was established more than 100 years ago, 1 century ago. It was established in 1920. At the current moment, we have approximately 8,000 students. More than 2,000 of those 8 are international students from 30 almost 35 countries all over the world. We have approximately 40,000 alumni all over the world, so and approximately 8,000 international alumni who are working in more than 40 countries of the world by their specialty, and also some of them are holding the political and social positions also in those countries. So duration of education of MD degree in our university is 6 years, but I think that it would be better for me to move because there are some people I can't see. Yeah, so the duration is 6 years. So first 2.5 years of education is theoretical part. I know that there are doctors also here, and I will not say the news for you, but yeah, first 2.5 years of those 6 years are theoretical part, because we extremely want fundamentally students who knows the medicine to be prepared to enter to the hospitals. And then after first 2.5 years, they are entering to the hospitals, and all the departments of Yerevan State Medical University are located in more than 60 clinics and hospitals in the country, and students are passing all their clinical education in the hospitals and clinics. Also, our university has its own clinics, and it's the biggest consortium of clinics in our country. We have 3 clinics gathered together. One is an Institute of Surgery, the second one is a general hospital, and the third one is a pediatric hospital. But due to the medical education requirements, we also have an official signed contract with the other more than 60 clinics and hospitals in our country to provide the best education, best medical education as we can in our country. So I think it would be better if you will ask questions if you have, because I don't know exactly what to tell you about the university, because it's a huge one. Generally, it has more than 11,000 people who each and every morning going out from their homes and coming to the medical university as a teachers, as a students, as a residents. We even have our own high school, so as a students of school and etc. So it's a big one. So I think that it would be better if you will ask your questions or just give me an advice which direction you want to know more.
Yeah, I have actually 3 questions. I think you can answer all 3 in one go. Because the first question is, their career is 6 years, I understand. So once they finish their career, will you be offering them the internship? And if so, my second question, if so, do we have to pay, and what is the cost? And the other question is, once they finish, if you offer the internship, once they finish the internship, will they be able to get the registration in Armenian Medical Council, and will they be able to work in Armenia? Those are 3 questions I think you will be able to.
Okay, thank you for a question. So, does everybody hear the question? Okay, so, first of all, I want to mention that in our country there is no such an organization which is called Medical Council. All this job is done by the Ministry of Health of our country. So just for you to know the details of way that we are organizing medical service in our country. But medical university is working with the Ministry of Health and under the supervision of Ministry of Education and Science of our Republic. So this is just a brief information for you. The another brief information which will help me to answer to your question is that right now our university applied for the verification for the international accreditation of World Federation of Medical Education. So right now we are on the list, but World Federation of Medical Education says that they are submitting specified requirements for the medical schools all over the world. So if you are passing this accreditation, that means that your diploma will be officially recognized worldwide. One more time. This new issue will start from 2024. So if we will count, this means that students who are studying now in medical university and who will come this year, at the time of their finishing, their diploma will be world recognized. It is right now, so at every corner of the world, you can go with the diploma issued by Yerevan State Medical University, and it is recognized. But why do I am saying this? Because if you will just Google and go through the medical education organization of all over the world, you will see this information. So I just want to prevent the another question. The next part about the internship. Due to the requirements of World Federation of Medical Education, we put the internship, official internship, in the 6-year educational program of our university. So this means that graduating 6 years, it's give also within these 6 years, we are providing 12 months of pure internship during their medical education. After this, students can apply for extra internship, which is, yes, it is payable, and it's approximately $1,500 per year, and duration is 1 year, but it is extra one. Or they can apply for the residency to get their specialization in medicine, because at the moment of graduating 6 years, they have just diploma for general medicine doctor, okay, but if they want to become, for example, cardiac surgeon, they need to go for the residency. The duration of residency and also tuition fees of the residencies depends on the specialization. So it's starting from 1.5 years up to 4 years, depends on which specialty they will choose. So the internship part, which is included in the medical education, 6-year medical education, it is, there is no need to extra pay for that. So tuition fee is covering also this integrated internship for 12 months. And students at the end will be provided with one diploma supplement of their MD, which is equal to MBBS. I think maybe some of you heard MBBS. MD is the equal of MBBS. And also they will be issued with the certificate of integrated internship during their education. This is one part of your question. And the other one, yes, they have a permission to work in Republic of Armenia. So after graduating 6 years and taking the qualification of MD, Doctor of Medicine, they are allowed to work in a specified minor positions in the medical service. For example, they are allowed to work as an emergency doctor, for example, okay, on the ambulance, or to work in so-called polyclinics, or otherwise it is calling the primary healthcare positions. But if they want to work again as a cardiac surgeon, they need to go for the residency. But at the end of 6 years, they are getting their local license automatically. Why it is happening? Because we're a state university, and final exam of graduating 6 years is equal to the licensing exam in our country. So that means that students from Yerevan State Medical University passing only one exam, one-time exam. There are 3 subjects and etc. It's the other story. But they are passing exam once, and they are getting their diploma and also their license for work. Have I missed something?
Yes, you
Yes.
With that, will they be able to apply for PLAB exam, like the PLAB exam they need an English?
Yes.
It is recognized, right?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Do you allow them to continue with the specialization in the country?
Yes, after finishing 6 years, they have a permission to go 2 ways of continuing their education. One is extra internship. Why do I say this? Because some countries, some medical consultants of some countries needs an extra. But they have 2 ways to go for their for continuing their education. One is extra internship and the second one is a residency. So yes, they have a permission to go further during their education.
Normally in other countries, after the graduation, they have some experience to do a postgraduate education. In Armenia, with this degree, can they continue for a specialization?
Yes, for getting a specialization, I think you missed something from my previous answer. If you want to work with the neurospecialization in medicine, for example, cardiac surgeon or general surgeon, yes, you need to go for the postgraduate education, which is calling clinical ordinator in our country. It's equal with the residency all over the world, so it is PG education. But lady's question was, after finishing 6 years, do they have a permission? And my answer was yes. So even after finishing 6 years in our country, they have allowance, they have a license for working in some medical positions of the country, for example, in primary care unit. Yeah.
I have a concern regarding the medium of instructions. I am sorry, I'm sure that you are looking for the accreditation with the medical council, general medical council. So the medium of instruction should be in English for all 6 years. And so at the same time, when you go to the hospitals in other areas of Armenia, the official language should be the Armenian language. They should know that. But is the medium of instructions in the school curriculum is English?
Yes, it is English, and it is English during all their education, starting from first up to the 6th year, and all exams will be in English. But that's a good question about going to the hospitals, because students need to cooperate with their patients to understand better how to treat. That's why for almost 2.5 years they will in their curriculum, they have Armenian language classes in their curriculum. So doctors in the hospital usually always they are forced to translate all the things for the students that patient says. But just to make life easier and to help students to achieve more, it is included Armenian language for 5 semesters in the curriculum. So I will tell you, we have students who are transferred to the 3rd year this year, and they are speaking Armenian as I will do that. So yeah, and they are studying really fast. And I don't know Sinalis, of course, but they told me that there are a few similar words. Don't ask me which ones, but yeah. Yeah. So just for make life easier for the students, for almost 5 semesters, they have Armenian language classes in their curriculums, and even more, if they want to take the extra classes with any subject that they want, they can apply to the university and take the extra classes for those subjects also, including Armenian language. This is just a little bit more information about that.
not about the curriculum, but about the present situation in Armenia. Since last 13th of September, we got to know that there's a small unrest in your country. That's between Azerbaijan and Armenia. So, as parents, we would like to know what are the precautions and the evacuation plan if something happens there. Because in Sri Lanka, we don't have your consulate. So we have to go to India. So if something happens, we don't know whether Indians will take our students as priority. So if something happens, just tell us what are your plans.
So let me just start from the very beginning of this conflict that you have definitely heard about on 13th of September and previously. There were a news at 2021, at the May of 2021, at the end of 2020, it was a 44 days military actions, which caused 44-day war. If you will again Google in the international news feeds. So I will tell you briefly what's the story, and it will much more clearly let you understand what is going on and why do these kind of actions are happening usually. So almost 30 years ago, when Armenia, Azerbaijan, the other former Soviet countries got their independence, there was a small piece of land. Armenians were living there. It is called Nagorno-Karabakh. So that small piece of land decided again to become an independent as a big countries and its big countries. But during the Soviet period, Nagorno-Karabakh formally was a part of Azerbaijan Republic, and independent Azerbaijan Republic decided that it is not so okay for them to cut off from their land. And this story was the first Nagorno-Karabakh war, which happened at the beginning of 1990s. Okay? Then, 2 years ago, it was a military actions, a war, in the territory of Nagorno-Karabakh, which is out of territory of Republic of Armenia. You might ask me, why do Armenians have been involved there? Because it's the same nation, and Republic of Armenia was guaranteeing the safety of people who were living there. So formally, Armenia and Azerbaijan never had war. All the military actions that happened, they have happened in the territory of Azerbaijan because of Nagorno-Karabakh conflict. Right now, after 2020, the Nagorno-Karabakh military conflict have been solved, and they have signed the contract between Armenia, Azerbaijan and Russia, because Russia is the most powerful player in our region, and because of our long history with the Russia, we have a few agreements, military agreements with Russia. I can understand that it might be a little boring to tell you geopolitical things about my country, but I'm sure that you as a parents needs to know this story. So there are kids, with all respect, but they're just kids, okay? So for you to know the situation and what is going on. So the thing is that the border between Armenia and Azerbaijan haven't existed before the end of Nagorno-Karabakh conflict, because if you will look to the map, this is Armenia, here is a small piece of Nagorno-Karabakh, and all this is Azerbaijan. And the real border was just, eastern, because of Nagorno-Karabakh is near the border of Armenia. So when the conflict have been resolved, military part of conflict have been resolved, starting from 2020, Armenia and Azerbaijan government starting to draw up the border. The last conflict that you have mentioned and the previous military actions that have been in May 2021. So it's happened this way. Azerbaijani soldiers were standing somewhere because nobody knows where is the border, and Armenian soldiers knows where is the, and Armenian soldiers also standing somewhere because not they and not the others, they do not know where are the borders, the exact map. So the exact map is just going to be drawn up. And on 13th of September, it was a small, two days, if I'm not mistaken, military actions between the soldiers of Armenia and Azerbaijan. But it was stopped and finished. Even the representatives from USA came to Armenia and Azerbaijan, Russians, and also European Union, in which my country is cooperating. So no any big, let's say this way, military action gonna be happened because of there is no idea to have any military actions instead of each other. Okay, so this is the first part, the historical part and explanation what is happening and what happened on 13th of September. Dr. 𝐬𝐿𝐭𝐢𝐧𝐠, Dr. Asila, other my colleagues knows that this year on if I'm not mistaken, it was a beginning of September when the military actions have been on the border. It is approximately 800 kilometers far from the last border of Armenia, but in any case, we made the extra evacuation for our students and teaching them how to leave the buildings, where they need to go, so how to be self-organized in these kind of situations, and did it also in the students' dormitory. So this is regarding your question about the evacuation plan that we have. Yes, we have evacuation plans, and first of all, students and teachers knows the evacuation plan. So we are continuously teaching them, training them how to be evacuated. I will tell you another small story. It was during COVID situation. So some of our students traveled abroad at the beginning of COVID, and they hadn't any chance to travel back because of air connection was interrupted. I'm sure you remember that period. So what Yerevan State Medical University did, we signed a contract with some flight agency. I will not tell the name, just not to promote them. We paid to that agency and we rented a flight to our country for our students. And why do I am telling you this? Because you know, we are not acting with our students as like you know, we are service providers and they are service stakeholders, and you know, okay, come pay your money, get your diploma, and bye bye. No, we are not acting this way. Our students, if they are our students, we need to check your answer sheets yet, but if they became our students, they became a part of our family, and we are acting with them, knowing that they are 1,000 kilometers away from their everything, from their parents, from their own country, their motherland, from their friends, and the only people that they have in our country are us. So we are acting with them as a family members. So this means that Dr. 𝐬𝐿𝐭𝐢𝐧𝐠 knows I spent a lot of nights in the hospital sitting near my students because they accidentally went to the hospital. Sometimes it's happened. So I was grabbing some dinner from my home and my mom was cooking, and I was taking it and bringing to the hospital to give it to our students. I'm not doing this because I'm a vice dean, and I'm not doing this because I have to do this. All of us in the university are acting this way because again, we're a small country and we used to be together. And when new people are coming and students are coming, yes, we're counting them as our family members. So, let me say sorry if I just word a little bit far from your questions, but this is also extremely important for me, and I know that this is important for parents to know that their kids are being safe and there are elder brothers and sisters, university mothers and fathers who are taking care of their kids in the other country.
So we have a education plan inside the country and also outside the country, because we are dealing with the embassy of Turkey to the Sri Lanka, and the Russia also cooperate with us. If any case, we are involved in this matter, and our office also there, coordinated by Sri Lankan student. Is my brother. He is making every coordinated by the university and the Sri Lankan student. So the security wise, we can give the guarantee. How about the when the child will take it some sick or sickness? How they care?
The medical care. Yes,
care.
the medical care. Obligatory to have medical insurance. So we have in touch with the medical insurance companies, and they made a special offers for our international students with a big coverage of emergency cases of students. So this is how regularly the things are organized. So if somebody have some problems with the health, they are going to be hospitalized, and medical insurance is covering these matters. But sometimes students are out of time, so they do not have active medical insurance, or medical insurance has been activated. So what we are doing, because fortunately we're a medical university, so we have our clinics. So students going to be admitted to our clinics. We are paying for the treatment, and then students are reimbursing to the university. Why do I'm going so deep in the details, even in the financial details? Just to explain you that first of all, our main interest is the health and security of our students, and then we are going to the other details, okay? Because we are meeting first time, unfortunately, because of COVID situation, because of being so far, but that's why I'm going so deep into the details to explain you that the story is not about money. The story is about people and taking care of them. The other question, Dr. Chinkata?
Can you explain, doctor, that the setup of the medical care, for example, if I am adding, they are inside the hostel, they have one clinic inside the hostel, so like a polyclinic, medical
it's
center.
A first aid unit,
medical
yes.
Center. So there are some nurses, one doctor
yes.
there.
One doctor and two nurses are located in the university hostel. The other two hospitals of the university, one is 3 minutes by car, and the second one is 5 minutes by car from the hostel. So
we noticed that activity of these centers during COVID situations, because we had some Indian students got COVID positive before 3 years ago, the peak of COVID before 2021, right? 20 or 21, I can't remember. So they are acting like this. There's a special center in the hostel. So the nurses care about that first aid. If the nurses cannot do the further things, she can't manage, she will call the on-call doctor. So on-call doctor will come and see the child. If the doctor will decide she must go to the hospital and admit she or he, they will go through that ambulance service. We have
Yes, University Ambulance Service will evacuate students from the hostel to the hospital.
And
Yes.
that everything is covered by medical insurance.
Yeah.
When you can see that agreement with English, you can see the notes, everything. So like a Sri Lankan setup, that if you are make some payment in the insurance company, they give you agreement, no, we will cover this kind of thing, so they will cover. Students are studying in majority in Sinhala and Tamil medium, local languages. So they are worried about that medical English program. So of course, there's English course you can follow in from the first year. There is no worries about the language.
Once they go there, they get their hostel facilities. So can they stay there when will they finish their 6 years, or are you plan to shift them elsewhere?
After 6 years?
No.
Within 6
They
years.
are staying there.
Within 6 years.
I think
Go ahead.
the rules of regulations regarding the university, if student want to shift the apartment, private complex, she or he must go after the first year. The first year student must be in the hostel. Compulsory. This is the rule. You can go to the apartment.
I will try to also to explain why we are acting this way. Okay. Yeah. So why are we doing this way? Because again, students, kids, they are changing their everything, their country, and coming to the other country with the other everything. Okay. So for us, it is obligatory for first-year students to stay in our dormitories, just to have a time for integration, the social integration, cultural integration, and etc. Then they are allowed to shift to any other place, but most of them wants to continue staying back because it is cheap if we will compare to the other dormitories. Why is it cheap? Because we are taking, as a state organization, we are a non-profit organization, so we do not add our own profit on these services. Plus, they have their free breakfast instead of the other places. Plus, they have 24 hours security. Plus, they have laundry. Plus, they have first aid point there. So, plus they have a free Wi-Fi internet there, plus lots of pluses there, okay? Yeah, so that's why mostly they want to continue staying, but yeah, unfortunately it's not as much big. So right now, and doctors knows about this, we are constructing a new hostel which gonna be ready till arrivals of new educational year students. And capacity is 120 persons. Right now the hostel capacities for students are 700. We're adding more 120 during this year, so it is constructing right now, and there are some cosmetic things to be done. And for the next years, we are planning to build a new hostel building also, to build it also. So this is about the hostel. So yes, first year is obligatory to stay because of these reasons. The location of the hostel is David Anhacht 10th Street, and how to tell you the location? So. By drive. So if you will drive fast, it is approximately 3 minutes. If you will drive in a normal way, it is approximately 10 minutes. If you will use a public transport which goes just in front of the dormitory, and we have especially talked with the city governments, and they put it a special line which goes directly in front of the dormitory. Why do we do this? Because at the beginning of the line, it is empty. So students are going for their classes and not to be late. That's why the line starts from in front of the dormitory, so they can go to the minibus, and after 12 minutes, if it's not a traffic jam, if it's a regular jam of that time, it is approximately 15 minutes or something else like that. By walk, it is approximately 25 minutes, because there are short ways to achieve to the university. Yeah, I mean, Yerevan is a small city. Come on, it's only 45 minutes from one side of Yerevan to the other side of Yerevan, and I took 55 minutes from the airport to my hotel here. So I can imagine that the sizes for me and for you are a little bit different, but just don't worry, okay? It's a small place. Frankly saying, it will be ready today, but we will tell you tomorrow, because we need a few hours for that to conclude it, to recheck it, to computerly check it, okay? So that's why we prefer to recheck it times and times. Even kids knows they have signed, I think, 4 or 5 times, or how many times they have signed in different papers during their exam. So yeah, everything should be rechecked, because yesterday I was telling to Dr. Chintaka that these paper sheets that we gathered today, they will be archived and kept for 81 years in our country. Yeah, 81 years. So why it is happening? Because 6 years of medical education, they will be kept with the original documents in the university. Then for 75 years, as state law says in our country, all the documents should be, all the entrance documents and copies of original documents should be kept for archiving, because maybe somebody will request to recheck some information. So state law is kept it. So yes, those pieces of paper will be kept for 81 years, if of course you will be admitted to the university. Yeah, we need to check. So that's why we're rechecking it a few times, okay? And yeah.
A parent wants to stay with the child for a short period. What are the immigration laws in Armenia?
Sri Lankan citizens have to apply for the visas. What we are doing as a university, when they are being admitted at the university as a students, each and every year they are getting residence cards, permanent resident cards for staying in Armenia. This permanent resident card allows students to invite their parents to the Republic and to apply for electronic visa. So this is not as much about the university, but about your kids. So just be in a good relations with them, so they will send an invitation to you.
I want to know, is there like a swimming team or any clubs in the university if we would like to? I know it's hard to balance, but if we are interested, are there any clubs or teams?
There is a special part in your curriculum, the physical activities and physical culture lessons even. And during the department of physical trainings, it's just it's a sports, okay? So they have groups, swimming group, the other sports groups, and providing these facilities for them. I'm not sure exactly about swimming, but if I'm not mistaken, yes, I need to recheck it up. When I was student in the university, it was. But it was first time in my 15 years of working that somebody asked me this question, so that's why I need to go a little bit deeper to that. So yes, there are clubs, yes, specific clubs.
Seen some document that university is giving some language courses during the 6-year program. Is that correct?
Yes, yes. For 5 semesters, they are studying Armenian language. They have also other languages. They can choose. They are studying Armenian and English. These 2 languages. This is obligatory part of curriculum. then they can extra take the classes which are elective ones for German and French languages. German, French, and Spanish. German, French, and Spanish. So if they want to get these extra classes, they can, but the obligatory part includes medical English lessons and Armenian language lessons.
Thank you for coming. Do we have some medical books for students?
Yes, let's give me a time to check up the documents, then you will have enough time to buy a white coat for them, because I don't know how you're gonna do this, but for example, when I was admitted to the medical university, my this process of purchasing for me, my first white coat, it was something, extraordinary for my family. So you will have enough time to buy a white coat, to buy medical books. We will provide, if everything will be succeeded, we will provide the necessary list of the books which they need to take with them. And also, it's a maybe small detail, sorry for telling this, but also about the clothes they need to take with them. Because in summer period, in Yerevan, the temperature is higher than 40 degrees by Celsius. At winter period, it is lower than -15. So it is 4 exact, seasons in Armenia. So sometimes students do not know that they need to bring a warm clothes with them. Okay, so we will provide with all the necessary list of books and the other stuff they need to bring with them. In the dormitory, it is available first aid unit, 24 hours security point, laundry, room service, sports facilities, free Wi-Fi, reading room, small library.
Is water transport, internal transport, that students are allowed to buy some student transport?
For the transport. No, actually, it goes a little bit in a different way. So there are no tickets at those directions that they will use. So there are some directions, some lines that you can pre-buy a tickets, but usually it goes this way. The entrance to minibus doesn't depend on the distance that you are traveling, costs $0.25. So quarter of dollar, so for one direction, and it is 100 drums, which they are paying directly to the driver. So this is how does it organized. Also, there is an underground in the city. Also, the taxis are really cheap, and for a regular trip, it is approximately $3-5. So sometimes even students are gathering 4 people together, renting a taxi and going somewhere, because it is really cheap. And there are a few applications as like Uber works here, so some local applications, which also helps them to get the taxi, and also to know the price in advance, how much they need to pay. This is about transport.
Any more questions? No. So we would like to thank Dr. for being here and clarifying all our issues. I think it's not me. I'm not the right person to thank him. Is there any student who can come up and thank the doctor for coming here and conducting the exam?
Good evening to our ISP from the State Medical University of Armenia, and to the QIB members that are present here, to all the parents present here, and my dear friends. Today is such a special day for us. Actually, this whole week has been very special, where we've kept our first steps of becoming medical students, and students of Yerevan State Medical University. And it's such a monumental event to have our Vice Dean here amidst us, clearing our doubts, giving us information on why and how good it is, on any special reasons why we chose this university. And it's not easy coming down all the way from Armenia to our country, and we really appreciate all the efforts that is done. And also I would like to take this opportunity to thank the members of QIB who have been working tirelessly to make this effort come true. And on behalf of the entire batch, I would really like to thank and actually give a promise that we will probably be studying better Armenian and probably teaching you some Sinhalese as well in the years to come. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Doctor. Thank you, QIB Campus Management and the staff over there who's tirelessly they are working. So I would like to thank all the parents and the students. Some students have come from far away. We are running out of time, and so we will conclude the session. We would like to make a request to all the students. Please come forward. We would like to have a photograph, kind of a group photograph.